stitched and worn out pockets. 1,000 roads have stopped at dead ends. One held the grit of an ancient forest, where the forest protected his dreams while he slept in the wind's gentle embrace. The phantom weight of a lover's promise, a word long since worn thin as cotton. The world once strong and new has become frayed and gray. What story does the empty pockets of a vagabond keep? The prodigal son you pass on the street. What story does the empty pockets of a vagabond keep? Why are you surprised that he's bitter as a coal? A black and blue reason for every season. The wind whistles through the frayed corners, a tune of what could have been and what was not. A ghost map of towns that spit him out, where the kindness of strangers was a coin he never found. But sometimes when the light is just right, a shadow falls across my face. I think of the lost boy and I know some things once seen remain the same. What story does the empty pockets of a vagabond keep? The lines on his face are maps of streets not meant for play. Stories of 100 doorways at the close of every day. The vagabond's pockets are a hollow space, a memory of what was but left without a trace. They hold no coin, no key, no photograph, only the dust of miles upon his lonely path. Within that quiet fabric-lined despair is the feel of hands that once were small and fair. The scent of fields he ran through wet with dew, the echoes of a mother's soft "I love you." Of course this would be great if any of it was true. What story does the empty pockets of a vagabond keep? He has seen the darkness in his soul. His pockets once held lovely stones and polished glass, little treasures of the boyhood that would pass way too fast. Now they hold the space where those things used to be, a void of what he chose to lose to set his spirit free. And so when shadows lengthen on the lonely road, he feels the lightness of his unburdened load. His empty pockets are a vow, a testament to keep the true wealth of his journey buried quiet and deep. You don't see the boy any longer, he has grown into a man. Every once in a while when I look in the mirror, I'll see him standing there. What story does the empty pockets of a vagabond keep? A man who is dangerous on the edges, seldom will he miss a beat. He's the quiet one at the end of the bar, a whisper of thunder in the distant beat of his heart. He sits with his back to the wall, a watchful king, and in his stillness the shadows cling. His smile is a ghost, a flickering gone, like a matchstick burned out before the dawn. He speaks in a low, deliberate tone. And if you're looking for a hard time, you've come to the right place. With a history of secrets he's claimed as his own. his hands are at rest, but they tell a tale of a strength that has weathered some desperate gale. A fine line of scar on a knuckles crest is a small, cold reminder of a dangerous test. The lost boy you pass on the street. What story does the empty pockets of a vagabond keep? The prodigal son you pass on the street. What story does the empty pockets of a vagabond